Today is a beautiful day in South Florida, but it is a work day, so let's do this thing. So we're out here on a walk today, and we found this really weird thing down here, and Neil's freaking out on it. Hold on, let's see if we can get it in frame. Let's see if we can get it here. What is that thing? Look, and Neil's. What is that thing, Neil? Yes, what is it? Let's take a look at that thing. It's kind of a little, we're out here in this swampy area, and it's a little boy with a soccer ball. I don't know what that thing is, but Neil doesn't like it. But it's weird. I don't know what it's doing here. We're in the middle of nowhere. Let me back up and we'll take a shot. Kind of see, somebody must have put that statue down there. Neil doesn't like it. Oh, fun stuff. All right, so I'm back in the office, getting a lot of work done, shooting a lot of video today, and having fun, as always, having a blast, and hopefully you're getting some energy and enjoying Neo there. It's a little bit of fun. Today I want to do a book review for the vlog, just because I've just got a bunch going on. I'm here in the office, and I wanted to grab a book and talk a little bit about this new beast of a book that Tim Ferriss has put together called Tools of the Titans, okay? It's the tactics, routines, and habits of billionaires, icons, and the world-class performers. Tools of Titans. This thing is gigantic. That's the first thing I want to tell you. It is a gigantic book. A little backstory on Tim Ferriss. Back in 2008 and 2009, might even been 2007, 2008, I spoke at Blog World, the Blog World convention back in the day. And Tim actually spoke at the same time. So I got to meet Tim there right when he was putting out for our work week. And then in 2008, I spoke at the National Speakers Association meeting at the Marriott Marquis in New York City, and Tim was there. So back in the day, when Tim was really getting this whole thing going, I knew Tim when he was getting started, and it's just so awesome to see how much he's grown and how much he's done with his last books, and now this new book, you know. And part of the thing that I think is so cool over those years since when I met him till now is he has interviewed literally hundreds of very successful people in all areas of life. And Tim really put his notes together and put it in this book. So the book is obviously rather large. I'm not a fan of the ebook. I'll tell you the goods and bads, because I really don't feel this is a book that you start from the beginning and you just read through. This is a book that has been put together as a resource. And I really feel that this is something that I'll always keep when I want to look up Rick Rubin and just take a look at what Rick Rubin's doing and really take a peek at it. But if we just go into the book itself and we start off just by looking at what Tim talks about in the book, the first part of it, he just talks about this area of what he learned from Siddhartha. And it's amazing for me, just this takeaway was this idea that, you know, in the book by Herman Hesse, and you might have read Siddhartha before, that Siddhartha was, he was kind of a beggar, and he fell in love with this girl, and a merchant and this girl were like, well, what do you have to offer us, you know? And he said this, you know, the merchant said, if you are without possessions, how can you give? This is an introduction of how you use the book, right? This is why I like it so much. So the merchant says, well, if you don't have any possessions, what do you have to give? And Siddhartha says, well, everyone gives what he has. The soldier gives strength, the merchant gives goods, the teacher instruction, the farmer rice, the fisherman fish, right? And the merchant then says, well, very well, what can you give? What have you learned that you can give? And Siddhartha says, I can think, I can wait, and I can fast. And the merchant said, is that all? And Siddhartha says, I think that's all. And the merchant says, and of what use are they? For example, fasting, what good is that? And Siddhartha says, it's of great value, sir, if A man has nothing to eat. Fasting is the most intelligent thing he can do. For instance, Siddhartha if he had not learned to fast, and this is a key point, he would have had to seek some kind of work today, either with you or elsewhere, for hunger would have driven him. But as it is, Siddhartha can wait calmly. He is not impatient. He is not in need. He can ward off hunger for a long time and laugh at it. And so Tim breaks that down and he says this. He says, I think of Siddhartha's answers often and in the following terms of this. I can think, and this is where the foundation of this book is, having good rules for decision making and having good questions you can ask yourself and others. That's huge. I can wait. Being able to plan long term, play the long game, not misallocate your resources. And then he says, I can fast. Being able to withstand difficulties and disasters, training yourself to be uncommonly resilient and have a high pain tolerance. And he says this book can help you in all three. And I think it can. I think you can. It's a great book. And for me, just that section was worth the $28 that I paid for this mammoth book. But as I've gone through it, I'm already starting to put marks in here, of places that I need to read. Don Wildman, I need to look him up. And for me, it's just basically going through it and finding. There's just so much in here. Now, Tim is an experimenter, as you know. So some of his health stuff is on the edge of the razor blade, right? But there's so much good stuff in here. Now, what are some of the negatives that I've heard about the book? Well, one is the indexing, and I would agree. There's no way to really search for all this wonderful information. You kind of got to just read through it and skip through it. He's broke it down into 3 areas. I wish there was an index of, a little bit better index in here of the different content so you could search through it and find it. Again, not a deal breaker. For $28, believe me, I've already got that out of the first 4 pages. But it would have been nice if it was indexed a little bit more. Some people have complained of a couple other things, but for me, they said, you can get it on his podcast or you can go on his blog. Look, I don't have time to do that. I'm producing content every single day for Morning Coach, and this gives me another resource that I can pull off and say, okay, let me flip through here and see what Kevin Kelly had to say. Who is Kevin Kelly and what are some of the ideas and thoughts that he had? As he says, it's Tools of Titans, and this is a great book. I will give it to Tim in this area. He is a genius marketer. Think of the title, Tools for Titans, another genius book. And I will tell you, Tim is an intellectual, Princeton, smart guy, and I can see him putting together a 600. How many pages is this? 673 books. 673 pages. So it's a huge book. So look at it this way. The other benefit is of it, you can use it as a personal development weapon and probably as something for bulletproof because this thing is huge. The hardcover is huge. But it is really, really good. And I give it a high rating here because it's something I'm reading it every night a little bit. And it's just something I think I'll have with me just to see what other people are doing. And as a content creator, this is the type of book that I'm looking for. And basically, like Tim says, this is his notes of all over the years, and you can go through them. If they would have indexed them a little better, it would have been awesome. But hey, like I said, it's not a deal breaker, but I would run out and get Tools of Titans. This is a good one. Tim hit another home run. Great job, Tim, brother. You're rocking it with this thing. But definitely thumbs up for Tools of Titans. All right, thanks for watching another vlog in the books. As always, subscribe, comment, like. That helps me get the word out. We're just starting to do this every day. I'm getting a little better at it, but I still got a ways to go. These office days, I'm not out and about, so I don't have a lot of nice, fun action shots. But I'm going to give you what I got. That's why I'm doing it here every day, to give you that energy. This is the place to come where you're going to get something a little more positive than anywhere else. That's it. It's all about putting that positivity out there and helping you find a little hope and a little joy in your life. We're going to keep doing it here every day, okay? So we'll see you tomorrow on the vlog, and hey, keep rocking it, all right? Tomorrow I got a golf tournament, so I'll be out at the golf course and doing some shots. But hey, let's go make life great.